Hi, welcome to Volleyball 101. This is Andor Gyulai. I'm doing a quick review for Brandon and Ben. Brandon and Ben are two volleyball beach players that I coach. Ben's just turned 21, Brandon's 23, I believe. I think they're going to be rock stars one day. I think they're good potential for the 2028 Olympics here in LA. So we've been working with them together as a group now for maybe about a month. I've been working with Ben for maybe a year. So Ben is a lot more caught up in terms of what we're working on. Brandon, we've been making some massive changes in the last month on everything from his technique to his coaching philosophies to everything else. You're going to hear me talking a lot about what good looks like. Actually, take that back. We're going to be talking about something new, what I call what great looks like. Okay. And what great looks like is the volleyball one-on-one playing culture on the court. And this is how my players that I coach, be that in high school teams, club teams, or professional beach players, play on the court. And for beach volleyball, it goes down to 8 things. Number 1, we serve in and tough. Number 2, no hitting errors. Number 3, we pass the ball tight. That's different than indoor. Indoor, we pass the ball off the net high and in the middle. Number 4, hittable balls. We want to make sure that both of our players can work on their setting. Number 6, relentless. Number 5 is take out the trash. Taking out the trash is basically how do you hit bad sets. That's different than indoor. Number 6, relentless pursuit defense. Number 7, game plan offense. Number 8, game plan defense. And I'll be talking a lot about those 8 points as I'm going through my coaching now. They're training. This is a Saturday training down in San Diego. They're playing Simon. Simon is the guy on the left on the net about to block with the white shirt. He's a lefty, spectacular player. I love watching him play. He's like 41, 42, and just a stud. Does a lot of really cool things. Great blocker, great server, great at offense. The other player is Dylan Lesniak. I used to play with him a little bit, and he got too good for me. He's played for... represented the United States, one of the territories of the United States, and he's also a pretty good player too. So let's watch this and let's go from there. I think this is their first game. This is going to be a 3-set video, so there's going to be a lot of content I cover in this video. Great shot. I like the set location. One thing I would like on that, Brandon and Ben, is on a short ball like that, let's look at that option. You know what I mean? I almost want that as an automatic option for you guys. I know Simon was marking, but that's something I want to think about. Now, Ben, one of the things I was a little concerned about is, I want to have the goal that anytime you're on the court, you're the best server on the court at all times. I want to have that expectation because I think that is something that you can control. And I was a little disappointed about that in this game. I thought actually Brandon served better than you and Simon served better than you. So I want you going and blasting your jump serve and be focusing on a top spin serve a lot more. I think this jump float thing is not very good. I don't think you were injured or anything else. So I wanted you doing a lot more of a jump spin serve. So I'm going to be talking a lot about that today, but I was kind of disappointed about that. Again, number 1 in our culture, we serve in and tough. Okay, notice where you served them too, Ben. You served them straight through to the middle. Okay, and again, that's like one of the worst things. We've been talking about where we're trying to force our players. So I felt like you didn't kind of drive them into this area here. You gave them everything by serving there, and they got an easy side out on you because of it. Oh, maybe not that easy. Nice block. But again, he was perfectly in system. Okay. And, you're playing Dylan. Dylan, guys, has got a great line shot. I would try and force Dylan out to the pin, okay, versus playing him through the line. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of great things I see here. That is really a great pass, Brandon. Like, that's a really good pass under that serve. Ben, this is an example that Simon's out serving you on the court. And he's a lefty too. So I think there's some opportunities to watch how he takes this ball. Remember, we're talking about how he hits the ball on the side. Okay, notice how Simon actually, let's see if we can get this under full. Look at this side contact right there. Okay. And what I also like is he kind of throws the ball up like you, so it's not very high. But again, look at the side contact and how he's generating side spin to drive the ball down, Ben. This is something that I was trying to talk to you about. And then also remember, this is what I was talking about in terms of like a serve location where I want you basically serving from this side into this corner here. And the reason is this is where we're going to be scoring most of our points when we're hitting this guy over here. And if we're serving on the other side, we're hitting this guy over here. So those are your two serving areas. And look at this great serve by Simon, hitting this, no problem, plus driving a lot of topspin, because as a lefty, this is a very, very difficult ball to pass and then drive onto the net. Branden, amazing pass. So this is perfect for me. Great pass. It's really a spectacular pass. I like your pass location. I'd like you to be a little bit more down. Notice how you're standing up. I think there's some great stuff by Ed Ratledge, but you notice how Ed Ratledge is always down, so like in a sprinter stance. So Branden, that's something I want you working on. It's very easy to fix. See how nonchalant you come in on this approach? And notice how you only take a two-step approach. Look at your rhythm on your look how your feet are. You're not actually facing Ben. You go like that. Whereas I want you coming in more like facing him, shoulders square, and boom, straight. So I think that's something that's very easy for us to control, Branden. And then the other thing, Branden, is what you're only taking a two-step approach. Left, right, left. So you're taking a 3. I'd like a little bit more of a 4-step on this. And basically as much as possible, a 4-step. Ben, great set. Branden, look at your left arm, how we spoke about that. And look, by pulling your left arm down, you're going to hit the tape. You see where your left arm, so I want that left arm, Branden, at your chest. See, so you literally pull your body into, you say you pull yourself into that net with your arm. So we're going to work on pulling left arm chest. There's some good videos on that I've put on. Just Google volleyball spiking technique, or I'll teach those to you. So I want you working on that in the mirror, Branden, in the gym. Way to get lucky. Way to get back in system, guys. I was pretty happy about that. Do you guys notice how Dylan didn't stretch step and how he's stuck in that? And notice Ben, that's what he does. See how he does that little move at the end? Look at how he doesn't, you see that little move? This is what you used to do, Ben. You got him better at it. Look, this little move makes him not be able to get there. And look, he needs to be at this stage, be stretch stepping forward, and then he'll get this ball. Dylan, you must probably going to watch this, so yeah. We've been working on that stretch step. That's something you should add. There's a good video I did with Sean Rosenthal when he did that ball behind the back, and you can see it. Branden, I wanted to compliment you on your serving. Spectacular. I think these changes we've made on your serving. So about 3 weeks ago, I had a training with Branden and Ben, and we came up with a new serve for Branden that I think is spectacular for him given his style. Nice touch. I like all of that, actually. Okay. Yeah, I like all of that. Very good. Ben, one thing I noticed is you didn't do any of the fake Kendra Van Sweden steps at all. So I'm really disappointed. I really want to work on that with you. Okay, that was very powerful. Now notice this, how, now Simon is an excellent blocker, but because you guys moved the location of the set, look how much trouble he had. So he's lined up for an up and down set. And then notice, just because you move this to an outside set, he's got all kinds of trouble. So this is kind of like almost a green It's a little bit high, but notice how much trouble he has on that. I like also that you created your angles. So notice that's beautiful, Ben. Like you literally went outside and then created your angle. I also love the fact that you set up your first shot as a sharp, hard angle. So now Dylan is going to be like cheating on that, which opens up your line. One of the things we talk about a lot is a game plan offense and then trying to run our plays from specific locations across the net. So right here, Ben ran his offense from the outside. In that situation, your shot that you want to set up first is the 60%. He hit that maybe 70% here in the sharp angle, which then drives the defender to cover the sharp angle, which then opens up your line. But notice there's a game plan, and they did it and executed it perfectly here. So I was very, very impressed by that shot, Ben. Like, that's great starting out. Like, one of the things I have to say is your starting out in the last year has become so much more better. It's impressive, Ben. So I maybe haven't complimented you enough on that, so I'm sorry. I was looking at what's wrong versus what's good. But that was really, really good. Okay, again, watch this garbage serve. Like, I really need you guys, Ben. You should be like spinning this ball with some power. Like, even that, what was interesting around that was because that serve had spin on it. Check this out. So because that's serve, like that's the ball you hit with spin, kind of like a carabula. That's brilliant. I love that, actually. Now look at that. Now it gives them all kinds of problems, and now they got trouble. Easy side out. Now look at that. You just got a point on a spin serve to the middle, and then you do a jump float. Like, that's terrible. Come on, Ben. Like, that is really upsetting for me. And the reason he crushed that ball at you, I don't know if they gave that to you on a bad set or what, but like, what's really interesting for me on that is like, the only difference is because you float serve that and not jump spun serve that. That means Simon could use his hands on it. I don't know if they gave you that call or not. Okay, they gave you a double call on the set. Okay, but again, like that ball should be jump spin. Like, okay, so you just served 2 points, jump float. Like, you got to go back to your jump spin. That's how we're scoring our points. Ben, like, you have to be the best server every single time you're on the court, in my opinion. That should be your number one goal. You are the best server. That's something you can control and get great at. Okay, Brandon, what I'm noticing with you is notice how long you're watching the set for. The other thing is look at his starting location right now. In this situation, I feel like you should be here starting outside in. Right now, you're starting inside out. Okay, he's likely going to push this ball a little bit. Okay, that's the wrong position you want to be on. See what your blocking call was, Brandon? Okay, you're blocking line. So again, we got to be driving them into the center of the court. That means that you're starting on the pin, making this move with your left arm, making this move with your right arm, and forcing them into Ben's angle. Okay, I think you're doing it the wrong way right here. Okay, so especially on an outside ball like this. So it goes back to our philosophy in terms of making the court small and taking large areas. Like, I feel like you didn't do that on this play because you started too inside. See, Brandon, you should be on the pin right now with your left foot forward, right foot back, switch footwork, so that we could step close with our right foot. Okay. And go from there. Ben, I'm also, look at this footwork, man. Look at this foot. Look at this. You see the step? Why are you moving? That footwork should be going parallel feet, man. Boom. Forward, forward right now. So you should be stretch stepping forward. And look what happens. You do this weird move. You don't get a read. and you're just doing something. So when you're not getting a read like you did in this play, just go forward and straight. You're trying to be in position, and because you're so focused on being in position, you get nothing. Rather just stay through the middle and stretch step middle here and jump to stretch step there. Double neutral. So both legs go neutral to neutral, stretch step forward, and then you've got a shot to crossover step, right step here, left step there, or hard driven ball at you. Okay, Ben, this we have to fix. This is a big deal. Also, we've been working on this now. It looked like it got better as the matches progressed. Also, remember, our philosophy is you're basically digging these short balls. You're not digging the hard-driven balls. So I want you digging that ball. Like you didn't even get near that. Yep, you're bad. Exactly. Okay, I hope you know what you're doing. Okay, that's good. Yep, you made your wrong step, Ben. Look at this serve. Like, Ben, this is how I want you serving. Notice the side spin. Wow. Exactly the location we spoke about, cross court to cross court. And notice how hard it is for Branden to drive this ball onto the net. Okay. Branden, now notice how you're watching this. Okay. You need to be getting into the middle of the court. You need to be giving Ben a call, because Ben gives you a very good set on this, in my opinion. And you need to be down in a ready sprinter stance, so that when this hits Ben's arms, you take a 4-step approach and take a right, left, right, left. Okay, we didn't do any of that. Look, this is a great set. Like, this is a spectacular set. And because you didn't come in straight, you didn't have full power on this. And because you weren't ready, you did this weird approach. You did a squiggly line approach. You did, okay, watch. Okay, look at your left. No right step, real gather. And you didn't take that ball and aggressively. And notice your left arm didn't give it a good aim. So your left arm didn't aim, so you didn't get a good swing at it. Great set, Ben. Very, very good set. Branden, you've got a great partner that can set. So you need to always be in that position, being ready for a great set. Like, that's unexcusable in my opinion. Great up. That is really, really a great up. Branden, what I really like is notice how our footwork, remember we spoke about, this is, I just want to compliment you, Branden. This is really, really good. But this goes back to footwork from the middle and the stretched, the step close. So notice, because your left foot is off, okay, and you saw that, it makes it really easy to get this cut shot. Most people don't have their left foot off in this kind of footwork position. So, yeah, this is what we train for. This is what great looks like. Branden, very, very good on this job. Look at that. That was really, really spectacular. That was really spectacular. I love that. That's some great transfer in terms of some of the stuff that we're teaching. So I was very happy to see that. Notice how little your gather is. You got to go down. Like, go down. Like, bend your legs. Like, look at how little gather you get. What angle is that? I would like that gather like here. You see the difference, Branden? Okay, anyway. So you need to load more on your jumping. Great hit. Great play. Great play. Great set, Ben. Ben, your setting is really good. So sorry I don't compliment you enough on it, but it is. It's very, very good. Great up, Branden. That was really good, and that goes all back to our stretch step that we worked on. Great job. Not our stretch step, I mean our step close on blocking technique. Great job. What's interesting to me, Ben and Branden, is you guys did none of our calls when you're blocking ball, seam, or anything. Like, I want us to start off with some balls for Branden blocking balls, so we get into that aggressive mindset of grabbing versus blocking. So we're making some mistakes here, in my opinion, in that we didn't block seam or we didn't block ball early enough. Hey, one thing I want to try and do on this is I want to try and contact that ball when it is going up or when it is stopped. So right now the ball's coming down. So Brandon, do you see that? I want that ball on the way up or when it is stopped. So I want to work a little bit on that. It's pretty good right now, but I want to work on that a little bit. Okay. So you hit the ball on the way up or when it is stopped, Brandon. Notice how effective that short serve is that we worked on. Man, I was very impressed. You nailed some great ones of those today. So on this practice. So Brandon, you were right when we spoke on the phone. I was like, very, very, very cool. So great job, man. Ben, I felt like on this you didn't communicate with him where you want that ball. Like, watch this play. Like, you got to talk him up and down, and that ball, if we can, is right there next to you. Like, he had a problem with that because he didn't know where you wanted that, it seemed like. Yeah, Ben, you didn't communicate. Right there, up and down, right there, right there next to you, Brandon. So, nice shot there, Brandon. Ben, very, very, very good shot. Felt like you guys didn't have a good strategy against. Um, oh, I like that. I like that your blocking angle. I like that. That's not a bad play. But I feel like, Ben, look, you didn't even have to move. You could have just stretched it from right there. Do you see that, Ben? Like, look at this. Why move? If anything, I think you should have just stayed there. Look, he's tipping all the way. So you're reading something else. Look at that tip, Ben. And you're basically, see how you learn auto response or just going and you don't even know where you're going? Check this out, Ben. Like he's tipping, tip, 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 and you're going. This is where I don't want you going sideways. I think if you instead of had learn auto response sideways, look at this, and just learn auto response stretch step forward, you would actually have a shot at this. Because you would stretch step forward, and now you would have crossover stepped, and you may have had a chance to get that. Maybe it's a pretty good shot. Also, the other thing, there's no shaping the mind of the player in this play, Ben. You gave it away so early. Like this is one where I wouldn't mind you doing that side lunge, Kendra Van Sweden step that we did. So like if you basically side lunged them here, side lunged onto your left step, you could have exploded back. So right now you side lunge onto your left step. You can then just cross over straight into it. Okay. So right now, side lunge into that left step, shape his mind. You can power back off into the cross court. Or if he comes back and hits, you just follow through and take your step. I don't want to see that moving. I either want to see that side lunge step or the stretch step forward. If you're watching this video for the first time, you may are hearing a lot of language and we talk about. I'm sorry about that, but we basically have some moves. We've been working hard with Ben on the stretch step and what's a side lunge step. And Brandon, the beast up there, buddy. Nice blocking. Really, really nice blocking. It's great to see. And you still haven't served any aces, buddy. It's terrible. And you've had one serve where you put pressure on them with this jump spin serve. So, like, your serving right now is garbage, in my opinion. Like, that's garbage. Like, Simon's setting the ball there perfectly in system. Like, that's just garbage. And the location is garbage. You set up his best shot. You got to drive them to our strategy. If you're going to serve a crap serve like that, serve them down the line. so that we can basically force him, especially somebody like Dylan who's not a big hitter. And now you're going to have the comparison where you have a 42-year-old or 43-year-old just crush you on a serve. Not to downplay Simon, you're an unbelievable player, but I'm just trying to make this point for Ben. Like, that should be you serving that ball. This is beautiful. Oh! Can I just say how much I love that? Brandon, you called it, when we spoke on the phone. I just want to say that. But, like, that is lovely. And look, they're automatically pull, response complexity, Hicks law, everything kicks in here. So Simon's like, what do I do? Nice pass, great set. Look, Simon's just running. He doesn't even look at you. Look where he's running. He's running to the middle. You guys check this out? Simon's running to the middle. Oh, wait. He only realizes it there. Check that out. So now he's playing catch up. He realized, I'm off, so I better pull. And easy kill. Very, very good, guys. That's something that we've been talking about called implicit guidance, and that's a white set that we run. Very, very nice, guys. Simon, you're one of my favorite players to watch. I just want to say that, man. It's very, very, very cool watching you. It's very, very impressive what you do and how you play. I just want to say that. Why aren't you guys serving Dylan's line? I just want to know that. Like, that's frustrating for me. Okay, this was something I noticed a lot, Brandon. So notice how you make your move. Notice your arms are coming out on the side of your body. Look, out on the side, that's not where I want them. And notice your hand position. I want your arms coming from your shoulders, elbows tucked in more. And I want this one, you got to make one move. Right now you make two moves. This ball, this left arm should be, your right arm should be here. Your left arm is pretty good, I have to say. Okay, but the problem is your right arm wasn't in a good position. See how you could have got that if you had made potentially a move straight off your shoulder? But because your arms are wide, you can't make that move off your shoulder. So it should really come like there. That's your move, off your shoulder. Okay, let's keep watching. This video is at 27 minutes. But Brandon, that's something we have to work on. So I want to talk to you about that specifically. Screen, Dylan! Like, Ben, look at this angle of his. You should be serving corner to corner right now. And you should serve this ball here. Like, it kills me. Come on, buddy. Like, this is unacceptable. Finally, yeah. Nice. Should have had spin on it. More of a float. That's really awesome, Simon. But Ben, that should be what you're doing. And instead, you got a 43-year-old just dominating you on serve. Like, that's ridiculous, man. You got to be the best server on the court. Simon, great job, buddy. Not to downplay your skill level. I'm just trying to make a point for Ben. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up there. Okay, so things that I'm seeing that are great. Brandon, I think the passing has been much better than anything we've seen. You're passing the ball tight, okay? Ben, your hittable balls and setting is much better. Brandon, your setting is much better. Ben, our passing the ball lower has had a big impact on Brandon's setting. So great job. Brandon, your serving is much, much better. You're running combinations and being diligent about your game plan offense is much better. You're running the white set, plus you're breaking down the net into the 5 quadrants that we spoke about and running the ball outside, front, or middle. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there. See more videos, go to Volleyball 1-on-1. Let me know if you guys have questions. Thank you. We'll chat soon.